Xander Hall, welcome to RFC.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
The infiltration has begun, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's going pretty well too. I mean, I've gained like 3,000 plus subs since I made that video.
Oh, yeah, I know. You talked about that a lot, bro.
Oh, we already started with the Vance.
All right, yeah. What do you want to talk about? You seem to take it.
Before we get this started, Willie, he's on camera right now. I don't know.
I'm ready to start. I'll go first.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, this is why I'm on. Well, hold on. Xander, you got a bunch of LED lights in the background, I'm sure, so I can't let Xander top me here. We got to go ahead.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. There. Yeah.
Ah, there we go.
There we go. Now we're competing.
Nice. You got the setup.
Oh, wait, hold on. Chat's saying they can't hear you. Give me a second.
Oh.
Dude, I thought I was on Boomer Tech.
No, it's because I have my PS4 set up. I was playing God of War 4.
You can hear me though, right?
No, they can't hear anything from my Discord right now.
Oh, they can't hear it. Okay.
Yeah, no, I can hear just fine. Yeah, just give me a second.
Tutors Witch 5 says Xander wants to be the Joseph McCarthy of the drama community, but maybe I'm just an alt-right transsexual chick who doesn't understand the brilliance.
Who?
I'm reading a super chat right now.
Who's it from?
You want to be the Joseph McCarthy of the drama community?
I've never.
See, we have the chat in like a way too civilized way. We should put everyone in one chat room. They're just going to war in the comments, dude.
Well, that's what streaming's all about.
Bring back the major minor podcast. It's back.
Dude, that's been dead for fucking 3 years, dude.
Dude, when's episode 7?
Is that the last? I'm surprised we even made it that high. I thought we got to like 2, 3. One episode, Turkey Tom just wasn't there, so we just edited.
Yeah, you edited.
Like, yeah, every now and then.
Yeah.
I say Wavy did all the editing. I'm pretty sure.
Nice one.
All right, dude, you ready? You fucking. I don't have all goddamn night. You're a streamer. Get it together.
I'm just. I mean, I got the audio fixed like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Then do I get to go first, or?
Yeah, just hit me with it.
Yeah.
What's your contention?
Right. Hello, everyone. I come in front of the commentary council today, where all major decisions on drama happen. Augie RFC, thank you for having me.
Welcome.
And I want to discuss the cringe lord Xander. Today, I charge Xander with 4 major crimes against commentary. 1, Xander is a completely dishonest debater. He makes absurd comparisons while doing complete mental gymnastics. 2, I'm charging Xander with, hold on, let me pull out the notes.
Oh.
We're official here. I'm charging Xander with numerous counts of being a bitch-ass backpeddler while never admitting when he's doing it. He always comes up with some excuse for why it makes sense. So just backpedal on everything. Xander is also a wishy-washy little boy. In the same video, he'll go back and forth on the same opinion several times. He doesn't even notice, which I find pretty interesting. And finally, the dude is a self-admitting grifter. I mean, you even heard it when he first came in the call. All right.
Do you want to give? Hold on, I have a question. Let's go through them one at a time.
Weirdo, bro, so.
Sure, okay. So let's go through these accusations. Let's go through these accusations one at a time.
Yeah.
Do you have like any examples of like what's the first one? It was like I'm a self-admitted grifter. What's the first one?
Yeah, well, I'd like to start off with like you're pretty wishy-washy, right? In the same video, you'll go back and forth a lot. So I'm actually gonna drop here, Augie. I actually got a link right here.
All right.
You can watch this.
Xander, if you want to hear the audio, you can join my Discord live, and I can share audio with us all, so we don't have to play it simultaneously.
Yeah, you'll just hear like.
How do I? Okay, here.
It's special, dude.
It's my Discord. You see my live next to my name.
You. Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, let me play this. This clip right here, Willie.
Yeah, the one I sent you should work.
Okay.
To reach out to like the commentary community, the drama community. Most non-political communities on YouTube lean either centrist or outright like full-on right-wing. I think for the most part the drama community and the commentary community are like pretty left-leaning. This community is huge. And it's growing more and more, has a lot of mainstream appeal, like non-political appeal. And when it does get into politics, the politics are fairly right-leaning, either centrist or outright like full on right wing. I think for the most part, the drama community and the commentary community are like pretty left leaning. There are some people.
Okay. I think we get the point of the first part of this clip so far.
So, okay, do you think anything
Play it
there
out.
is
It goes on.
actually...
I want another little bit.
No, I'm curious. Do you think anything I said there is actually contradictory?
Yeah, no, I want it to keep going because it just keeps going and going and going.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
Across
there
different
that are good
examples,
bullies
different
in the
things.
commentary community, but for the most part, it seems like the mass majority of them are pretty reactionary leaning. The YouTube drama community is at best marginally center left leaning, and at worst full on like reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar. But I actually don't want to crush him. I know he's certainly right leaning. If you are center left leaning, which I think you are, Optimus, though I'd still like to talk to you and sort of find out all your beliefs. Optimus, big boy, big fucking YouTuber guy, does similar content, and when he talks about basically any political topic, he generally leans onto the reactionary side of things. The YouTube drama community is at best marginally center left leaning.
You're just playing
and
the
at
same few
worst,
clips.
full on like reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar. The one example of
They're
someone
different
who is
clips.
far right that I've mentioned is Keemstar. Now Keemstar doesn't oftentimes get into politics, but the dude is like a borderline Nazi. He talks
True.
about Keemstar's very, very numerous connections to the alt-right, whether it be the Killstream guy.
Yeah, I do want to
He's
talk
also-
about Keemstar for a second, if you guys are down.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk about the.
Yeah.
Let's first go into the because I want to be as fair as possible here. Let's first talk about the contradictions here, and then we'll talk about Keemstar. I say.
Sure, I would love to. So one thing I want to mention right off the bat is that I can't actually know what anyone genuinely believes. You have to inductively reason it based off of their actions and what they say. So before
You sure do pretend to know a lot about it, though.
No, I don't.
You
so,
you
for
tell it to
example,
your fans like it's such a fact, and you're willing to correct them on it when they say something else in chat.
Sure. So the thing is, I can't know what anybody believes until I talk to them and hear what they actually have to say. So everything I'd seen of Boblax the first time I ever talked about him, and same kind of for Augie, though I didn't know all that much about him, was that they both had like a extreme hard-on for most like left-leaning content creators. They seem to really hate Destiny, Hassan, like most of the larger lefty content creators that they've made videos about, and they seem to go really hard defending people like
I actually
Keem
really
and
like
Pokey.
Destiny.
You do?
I'm not a big fan of Hassan though.
Yeah, but dude, them
Okay.
going after Pokey,
Well-
like with Pokey, you gave your opinion on Pokey, man, and it was like you literally summarized all the hate for Pokey as everyone hates her because she's a girl.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, I don't.
And we
I don't think
know
there's.
what comment-
I don't think
and we
there's.
don't know what copyright it is. And you're completely
Yeah,
wrong
no,
on
I
that.
don't.
That's
I
missing the
don't
whole
think.
point.
I don't think that most people would hate Pokey as much if she was a dude. Absolutely. Yeah, no. The drama around Pokimane is probably some of the biggest, like the biggest nothing burger I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely.
Dude, that is such a load of shit of you not knowing anything you're talking about.
No,
when you
I've
say it.
seen a shit ton of the content around Pokimane. Probably the biggest propagator of it was Leafy, who literally went on about how he was never going to stop making videos on Pokimane until he got banned. And then like
That's
when he
the
did,
equivalent-
everybody got really
That's
angry.
the equivalent of saying the content cop on Leafy is only about his chin. Like, you're missing the
No.
greater picture there.
No, it's
Completely.
not. There can be.
Completely.
Do you realize that you can have valid criticisms of somebody, but your motivations for going as hard as against somebody as you do can be
Oh,
invalid?
and you could read their mind on that. Like, how the fuck
No,
do
but
know
you
their
can
motivation?
inductively reason it. You go based off their actions and what they say. You can't actually. You
Alright,
can't.
dude.
You can't actually know what anybody believes or thinks. You actually can't. You have to go based off of what they say and do.
Where the fuck is? Hold on, real quick. Let me message. Dude, that's just such a load of. Dude, all right, here. Let me say this. Augie, you and Boblex, you personally got a strike on your channel for it over copyright with Pokimane, right? Pokimane has gone after people's sponsors. I mean, we've gone after H3H3 for the same exact shit, right? And I don't know how you're saying with Pokimane, we can't do that.
You can
And
go
that's
after.
just- that
You
comes down to her being a
You can
girl.
be upset. No, you can absolutely be upset if she does some bad things. But I feel like like what was it for like 2 months? There was this like prolonged jump on this one streamer who is like probably one of the least problematic people out there. There are way worse people out there, and got this overabundant
Dude,
amount
who are
of
the worst
attention.
people out there we should all make videos on when she's the one doing all these things.
I mean, do you want me to list all the shitheads
Yeah, I'd
that I
love for
feel
you to name like the people
Yeah,
doing
sure.
what she did at that time.
what she did at that time? I mean, I'm pretty sure
At that time,
I'd
who
say
else was
I'd
doing
say
that shit?
Onision absolutely is the first to come to mind. The dude abuses the copyright system like crazy.
Dude,
He's
these
an
guys have
incessant
covered
piece of shit.
Onision. Dude,
Oh,
yeah,
Onision's
Onision's
covered
been
way more than Poke.
to the max,
Sure.
man.
Yeah,
To the
sure.
max.
But yeah, of course, Onision is
Okay,
way
but name
covered.
somebody.
A fucking Keemstar, he's done the same shit.
Dude, Keemstar's been covered to the max for
You guys
years.
go out of your way to defend
Even this year.
Keemstar.
Even this year. Pokimane was not covered. And then we covered her because she was doing fucked up shit. And your whole thing of like, oh, we find people that are worse. Dude, other people weren't doing anything at the time, so she was covered.
I'm pretty sure there were some pretty big people
and for
doing
you to
dumb
wash,
shit
yeah,
at the
you
time.
can't name shit though. That's why I find funny.
Yeah, because I don't
Alright.
fucking hover over the drama community like crazy. Sometimes I'll watch like a Boblax video. Like
Dude,
the most drama I know about what's happening right now
You're saying
is
everyone's political opinion, and you're admitting right now you don't
No,
actually
but-
watch fucking anything.
No, I mean, I go, like I said, when you showed those clips, the first few that you showed where I say that I think Augie and Boblax are right-leaning are from before I ever talked to them. I'm pretty sure Boblax is like a
Dude,
lib.
then why are
And for
speaking
you,
on
I'm
it
pretty
if you
sure
don't
you're a
know anything
reactionary.
about them. Why do you speak on it if
Because
you don't
I'm
know
a
anything about them?
because I'm a
Basic
streamer and
research.
people in my chat ask me what I think of these people and I'm a streamer. That's my
Yeah,
job.
and you give an opinion as if you know all about them, man. Like I love that.
Wait,
dude,
wait, hold on. Do you think I can give my opinion of somebody without knowing everything about them?
I
or
think
can I
you
say
can,
from what
but
I've
I don't
seen, I
think
think
it's
they're a
a-
reactionary?
You're a big believer, right? You're wishy-washy on it, but you're
A
a
big
big
believer in
believer on you're responsible for your audience.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, when you're willing to give an opinion that's a straight up like he is this, he is that, and you don't know shit, and you're speaking out of your ass, then that's not you being responsible to your audience.
You think if I see something from somebody and it gives me an opinion of them, I'm not allowed to talk
Yeah, I
about
think
it?
you're a fucking idiot for it, dude. Because I don't think you're not somebody that has very good common sense when it comes to things.
Damn,
That's
you
my
sound pretty
opinion
mad
of
about
you
it, dude.
when I on that shit. Yeah, I'm not happy.
Sure, I mean,
I'm
you
not
can have
happy
your
about
opinion about it, okay. So do you think that it is reasonable to see, I mean, like, the most I knew about Augie and Boblax whenever I made that comment
Yeah, I know,
was
you didn't
seeing
know
him
anything.
was seeing him and Destiny argue over the, what was it called? The fucking
Yeah.
Pokimane shit. Or no, it was the,
No,
what was
it
that
was
one streamer?
Invader V.
Invader V, yeah. That's the most I'd seen of them. And every time,
Okay.
like, especially when I see maybe this doesn't apply. Generally, I think that somebody's fan base typically, can be a representation of the person that they follow. In the case of Augie and Boblax, a lot of their fans were, like, going full-on simp cell over these female streamers they thought were, like, milking their simps
Your fucking
dry.
fans are just as cancerous as any of anybody else's fans.
I don't know.
Your
I
fans
do.
are so
I think I
fucking
do.
dumb.
I think I do a pretty good. Well, I
No,
mean, you would
don't.
think that because you're
really
a
don't, dude.
reactionary.
You've done it
but
all, dude. They just
you would
sit there and
you would
call
think
everyone
that.
alt-right. They just sit there
I
and call
don't
everyone
think
alt-right.
I don't think most of my fans call people alt-right without reason to
Well, I
do
don't
so.
think most of anybody's fans are going ahead and simp selling or whatever the fuck you're saying.
I mean
I don't
that
think
may be true. You
Most
can't
of them
really
just watch
like
the video and
that's
they would haha and
that
move on.
can be true, but you can base it off of the loudest minority of their audience, I guess you could say. Whoever is the
What
most
does that
loud of their
mean? Can you-
opinion.
what does that
Essentially,
actually
you
mean?
can't know what the majority of somebody's audience believes because most people's audience just kind of sit
Yeah,
there
but
and
you
don't
give your
comment
opinion
anything.
on it, which is amazing.
What does that have to do with anything I just said?
Well, you're saying that hey, it's a minority of people, so I'm going to go off that. But you have that same
Because a
minority of people that are just as
minority of people in someone's audience are going to be the ones that actually make their voices heard.
Dude, all right, can we just I got another clip. This is a lot shorter. I sent you guys a really long one before. I do actually want to.
Before we bring a new clip, do you
Yeah.
want to talk about the Keemstar stuff?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Hold on. Can we give context to this?
Sure.
All right.
Big fans of context here. And by the way, just
Yeah.
to break it down, I think what Xander was saying about the Pokemon specifically, and correct me if I'm wrong, Xander, but I think what you're saying is that, yes, we're going at Pokemon for some legit reasons, but you think it's fueled by like some inner sort of maybe misogyny or something like that. Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I think that like a reasonable criticism, like if I were to do a video or two on what Pokimane had done, it would mostly focus on how easy it is to abuse the copyright system and how what she did is pretty bad. But like the vast majority, so for example, a lot of the copyright claims and takedowns that Pokey did against people were for this big issue that a lot of streamers on Twitch have, particularly big ones, where you'll have these channels on YouTube that'll upload just ripped clips from their stream and then like monetize them. Asmongold had a big problem with this. Pokimane had a big problem with this. In the case of Pokimane, a lot of the videos were things like Pokimane boyfriend, Pokimane ass, and would like put a picture of her standing up in the thumbnail. And there are different
Yeah.
ways that you can deal with this. What Asmongold did, big streamer, I'm sure you've all heard of him. What Asmongold
Yes.
did was he basically employed the people who own those channels. I think one of them was making, at one point, it was like $80,000 a month or something off of uploading these clips from Asmongold's stream. And so what Asmongold did was he employed them to run his official channel, and he would pay them like a significant cut of the revenue. And a lot of
So,
streamers
hold on, but
criticized
dude,
him for this.
The problem with the Pokemon shit, people weren't mad at her for striking down video like montage clips of her. People were or, like, yeah, montages of her.
Are you
People
sure
were
about
mad
that?
Because she was striking down those fucking videos while also just reacting to videos doing nothing at all. So she's striking down people for fair use while she's not abiding by fair use.
No, I'd say
That's
that what
really-
she was
that's
doing was
hypocritical.
absolutely fair use, yeah.
No, it's not, dude. It's
No,
fucking
it
not
is.
fair
Yeah,
use.
reactions are
Just
fair
sitting
use.
there and eating food, that's
Well,
not a reaction. She wouldn't
that's a
say
se-
shit over a video.
Yeah, that's
And
a
Susie
separate
Lou,
discussion.
Susie Lou literally got in trouble for this year.
Well, I should clarify that as a socialist, I think that like copyright and the way that it's currently worked around is bullshit anyway. But I'm pretty sure even by the context of fair use, if you're like a streamer and you're doing a 9-hour stream, and for like 10 minutes of it you
No,
react
because
to
they
a
don't
video.
take the whole 9-hour stream. They take when you use their content, and if you fucking if you made that your own thing.
So let's say if you're doing like an hour-long video and you show like a 2-minute clip of like an episode of a show because you're doing an
This guy
analysis of
did
the
just
show,
say, Johnson,
is
that
that
he
not
wants to apologize.
transformative?
Say that again.
So let's say somebody makes a 40-minute video analysis on YouTube of an episode of a TV show, and they show like a 1-minute uninterrupted clip of an episode of a show, and then they insert
Dude,
their.
I'm not a fucking lawyer, right? I only know the cases that have happened, and it's been with Susie Lou, and how she's gotten in trouble with copyright.
Doesn't Susie Lou upload like straight ripped reaction videos?
What are you
Yeah.
talking? No,
Doesn't
I mean,
like
it's
just
just-
she
I don't know.
uploads full
I mean,
like she uploads full videos of her
Occasionally
reacting
she'll like
to
cut it,
stuff.
she'll turn it
Yeah.
off and be like, "Oh my god, guys!"
Yeah, I
like,
mean, she still
you know.
reacts about as much.
I mean,
Yeah, I
re-
don't-
reg-
I don't think it's
regardless
the
of what you guys think on the situation, I think it's fair to say that the Pokemon situation wasn't a nothing burger like a.
I think
claim.
for the
I don't
most
think
part
it's
it
I think
is.
there's a lot of
So
discussion to
hard
be
to
had there, and a
argue.
lot
You
of good
talk about-
videos to be made. That isn't just like, oh, I hate Pokemon because she's a female.
Yeah, dude, you
know?
just didn't know
Well-
what the fuck you were talking about in that.
No, I
It's
think I
fucking
think I
hilarious.
do. I think I know what I'm
Really, can we
talking about.
fucking Play
Yeah.
that then.
Sure, go ahead.
My God, dude, hold on. Let me send it to Augie.
All right. And by the way, Chad, just so you know, I'm not really going to be taking much part other than to clarify arguments or, direct the conversation. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible and not make this like some sort of pylon or something like that. So I just want
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really didn't
Augie,
want to
it's
interrupt during this,
second
but
one
I just
titled
feel like
Bitch Ass
with this topic in
EXE.
particular,
Okay, you want me to play bitch ass exe?
.exe, yeah.
What a great name.
I must have really gotten
Yeah, we
under your
titled
skin,
these
Willy.
videos, well.
These two videos on Pokemon are more or less a extension of the already existing tendency for dudes in this sort of section of YouTube to just like mercilessly go after female Twitch streamers that
True.
have like a controversial thing happen, or even if they're just popular, right? Pokemon's a popular figure, but she's also extremely unproblematic. Like there
True.
is not a lot to nitpick at Pokemon for.
Pokey, having seen this video, decided to use YouTube's copyright system to take the video down, giving Boblax a strike on his channel.
How does it feel to know that I'm gonna take down your video?
No.
Does it hurt your feelings?
No.
I will say.
Hold on, pause it for a second.
Just
Do you know what that clip that it just played from?
Yeah,
the
we
one
know
Pokemon?
exactly what the clip is. It's the guy that was doing the compilation videos.
What was
of
what were
Pokemon.
the compilation videos about?
Well, they were Pokey.
No, what I want to know specifically.
dude,
what
it
were the
doesn't matter
compilation
what
videos
you're-
about?
Yeah,
it was
No,
the
I'm
ass- to
I'm really
clarify,
curious.
It was, the ass, it was like Pokemon giant ass.
Yeah,
compilation.
yeah. It doesn't matter. To me
Yeah,
at
well,
all,
no,
but
because
yeah.
this is actually a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. You can have a
I mean,
good
I'd
faith
rather just
criticism.
play before I
No,
hear what
no,
you
no,
say,
listen,
because
listen,
you're
listen to me, because
you're
this
saying it's
illustrates
not
my point even
problematic.
better.
Dude,
This
you're saying
illustrates
it's
my
not
point
problematic.
even
She's
better.
breaking
You
both
don't want me to
of
talk
them.
about it because you're scared. You're scared
No,
of me
dude,
talking about
I'm
it.
down for you to talk about it. I just
No,
want
let
you
me
to actually
then let me
play the
say it.
fucking-
Then let me
it's
say
a
it. We can finish the
1-minute
clip
video.
afterward. We can
All
play
right,
the
all
clip
right, all right.
Why
afterwards.
don't you play the 1-minute video
Hold on,
before he
hold on, hold
interrupts?
on.
Because there's 3 things going on here, and he's going to interrupt this.
No, it
Well,
illustrates
you
my
had a
point
point.
perfectly.
All right,
Alright.
go ahead and then we'll
Yeah,
play
go
it.
ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So this actually illustrates my clip perfectly. You can absolutely make a good faith criticism of somebody like Pokimane for abusing copyright at some points without saying, oh, and then put the way that he edits it is I feel like is pretty telling. Then she put a copyright strike on Boblax's channel. Pretty shitty, something you can criticize her for. And then shows a clip of her saying she's going to take down a channel of a dude who is uploading straight ripped clips from her stream. And the titles of these clips were things like
Total bitch
Pokimane
about it,
ass,
but yeah.
Pokimane boyfriend. Because the dude was uploading videos called Pokimane fat ass and shit.
Dude, who the fuck cares?
Because this
upload
illustrates
videos titled, "This person's
because
the
this
biggest
illustrates the point that I'm making here. That rather than making a good faith criticism of how Pokey abused the copyright and fucked over Boblax's channel with the strike, instead he shows a clip to try to make her look worse than she actually is by showing her being mean to a guy that was uploading videos that were ripped from her stream called fucking Pokimane fat ass and Pokimane boyfriend revealed and shit.
Dude, the title of the video doesn't matter. It's the content of the video, right?
That's
At
what
the
the
end of the
content
day,
of the
that's
video
all that
is.
matters,
That's what the wait. No, the title does matter when you're clickbaiting people with ripped content from somebody's stream, saying trying to sexualize a streamer, and the streamer gets upset about it and tries to take them down. I think it's understandable to be
dude,
reasonably
she's
angry.
Dude, that is not her. Dude, she is. You're saying it's because he's stealing her content, right? That's why she
Both
can take
stealing
down-
her
We're talking about fair
content.
use.
Well, yeah, the fair use part, she can absolutely take down his content. But not only that, she has a right to be angry and a bitch about it as she does it, because the dude was uploading videos about her ass and about revealing
honestly,
a
dude,
secret
I just think it's a
boyfriend.
fucking funny meme. I think people can upload whatever the fuck they want on the internet. I don't get really up in
Hey,
arms
listen,
about somebody
I
being
agree.
like,
I think
"Hey,
people
my
should be
ass."
able to upload whatever the fuck they want on the internet too. I hate copyright. Problem is, we don't live in a world without copyright. Unfortunately, we live in a
No, but
capitalist hellscape.
you're talking.
But we're
about,
talking
him
about
saying
reality
fat
right
ass
now.
or whatever. Yeah, I don't really care if somebody uploads something about a fat ass. I'm about that shit.
So you don't think it's reasonable for her to be upset about that?
No, I think it's reasonable to be upset, but I think for her to sit there and tantalize him on live stream, being like, "I'm going to take this down," while she does not abide by fair use either when reacting to videos, I think that makes her a hypocrite. That's where I'm coming at this from.
So
You're coming at it from
we
some
can
different angle that I think I just don't agree with it.
So sure, we can go into the hypocrite argument, but what I'm talking about right
Yeah,
now is you were
that's all
saying
I
she
think.
sounds like a bitch while she does it, and I'm trying to justify why she sounds like a bitch and why it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's fine, then we're just going to disagree. I'm fine to
Okay,
move on.
let's talk about
All right.
Keemstar.
Sure, all right.
Willie, is there a clip you want to
But
play
no,
about there?
dude, hold on, dude. The Pokemon stuff doesn't stop there. The point is,
Oh,
she was
that's
doing
right.
a lot more than this one fucking thing.
You want me to play the rest?
Fuck Roblox, yeah. She took
All
this
right.
guy's sponsor away,
Let me
right?
play
Because
this.
she was mad. I mean, that's not nothing. That's not a nothing burger, Xander. That's not what you boiled it down to.
Sure.
All right, let me finish this right here. This
Do you at least admit that? Xander?
Yeah, no, I'm here. I'm waiting for the clip to play.
Yeah, do you at least admit that then?
Admit what?
That it's not a nothing burger? Like she was doing a bunch of fucked up shit and she's the only guy that was doing that sort of shit?
I don't know if she's a guy, but no, I
You know
don't.
what I mean.
No, I highly doubt she was the only person around that time
Can you name
abusing
a
the
single
copyright
other
system.
person though?
No, I'm just a pretty safe guessing that she wasn't the only one abusing copyright at the
You can't
time.
name anybody.
I can
How the
I
fuck
can
do you say
guarantee
that? Stop
I
brain
can
dead your
I
fucking
can.
audience. This is why I have a problem with you, man.
How often do you think the copyright system on YouTube gets abused? You realize
Pretty
it's
often,
you
but
realize
rarely
it's
does it
a
happen where a streamer goes on stream and says, "I'm going to take your sponsorship away." That's pretty rare.
I mean, we can talk about the sponsorship thing. I don't really think that was as big of a deal as you're making it out to be.
Really?
All
What do you
right,
think?
let me play the video for context, and then we can talk about this.
Sponsor a video that's literally 20 minutes of talking shit about me? If I ever see you in my inbox, on site. On fucking site.
And it's weird because Pokimane is so unproblematic. Like, she's pretty universally liked, especially on Twitch. So it's weird to go after her. This is something that YouTubers don't seem to understand. They seem to think that just, like, ripping a streamer's content and uploading it without any transformation, like, no commentary in it, and just, like, ripping it up and cutting clips up and putting it down as, like, transformative content. It's not. Legally, it is not. You are violating that streamer's intellectual
If you
property.
edit videos and actually put effort into it.
And that's where the clip ends.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it.
So do you want us to talk about sponsors? Or do you want to talk about video reactions on stream
just
first?
that the Pokemon shit wasn't a nut. Like, you literally covered that so horribly. It's embarrassing. I'm not here to discuss Pokemon.
I want to go over. I want to go over
content.
point by point. You're trying to paint with a broad brush. I want to go over point by point specifically.
All right. My point is, you dumbed the entire situation down to people hate her because she's a girl, and I'm telling you, there was nothing else going on, and then she.
So trying to characterize it. Trying to characterize it as people hate her because she's a girl is a very, very oversimplification of my position. My position is that Pokimane has done things that warrant criticism, and that the criticism that she's received is way overblown because I think a lot of people online, kind of hate women a little bit.
You said she's very unproblematic.
Generally, if we're talking about being an online figure, Pokimane's been pretty damn careful about being an unproblematic figure. Absolutely. Like besides the copyright drama shit and the shit that you guys have been covering, there is no other.
She's unproblematic. You could say that with everybody.
Absolutely.
You could literally say that with anybody.
But generally, when it comes to online figures, they are constantly getting into drama. There are I would say that most large online figures are constantly getting into drama.
This guy's arguments are, dude.
I mean, everybody in my chat at least is making fun of you for being extremely angry right now. You've yet to make a single valid argument.
Really? What the Pokimane shit was a nothing.
I think Willy's argument of you downplaying it is pretty sound. I mean, you said it was a huge burger. I disagree, but also on the same token, I do agree with you slightly, Xander Hall, that certain creators did overblow the situation, particularly just for money. Like Leafy's a great example.
Yeah,
absolutely. He made too many videos on her. But I do think she did enough stuff to warrant at least 1 or 2 videos.
Oh, no, absolutely.
A nothing burger.
Yeah, no.
But it was overblown by some creators.
I think it's fine. So for example, let me I guess if I want to appeal to you for a second, I'll tell you what my position on this is. Seeing what Pokimane did, okay, dude. So seeing what Pokimane did, my response would probably be something along the lines of, that was really shitty what she did to Boblax's channel. And I guess she's done a few other instances where she abused copyright, with who was the other dude where she talked to her manager and the manager told her that it was fine to copyright strike it or to submit a copyright claim.
I think that's also me.
Was that also, or was that, okay, that was just you, okay. I think probably the biggest thing to go after her for, the most valid thing in my opinion, would be what she did to Boblax. But besides that, she's not all that problematic of a content creator. There's been, most people online that have a large following, especially the size of Pokimane, are constantly unraveled in drama. I'm a fraction of Pokimane's notoriety, and I'm always in drama with my own community. The rest of the left fucking goes after me all the time for not being as lefty as they are. I'm constantly in drama.
Dude, can we get to the point? I'm not fucking here to hear this shit.
But I mean,
why are you
Xander,
so mad,
don't you think
dude?
you're downplaying it in the same way that other people upplay it, though?
Not exactly. I think you can make a video on it and talk about how shitty it is, but with the cases of what I've seen, it seemed like people were making videos every single time she tweeted or some shit. I feel like a lot of people went way overboard on it. I don't know. It just seemed really overblown.
Yeah, it was people fucking milking it for sure, but that's with any drama, right? I mean, it's not because she's a woman.
I think it has a part in it. I feel like most people, it's hard to describe because this doesn't have to be a conscious. So hold on, let me explain this because this is going to sound super SJWE. So it can be hard to characterize people's biases without making it sound like you're accusing them of being outright sexist and hating women. I think a lot of people on the internet probably have some biases that are kind of misogynistic, even if you're pretty left leaning, even if you're a progressive person. I feel like that's something that people have to acknowledge, and that can be sort of an internal motivation for how hard they might go against a certain figure. And I feel like that's definitely the case, particularly in Leafy's case.
For every female person or streamer, whoever you name, there's literally 10 times more guys getting in trouble
because there's more male online figures than there are female online figures.
So it just happens to be pretty evened out. So if I would say if it's an even ratio,
I wouldn't say it's an even ratio at all. I wouldn't say it's an even ratio at all. I mean, like, fuck, but we can talk about, like, we can talk. I can draw an example. Well, because you're getting blown out. That's why you want to move on to the next thing. I'm not gonna let you pivot. You're not gonna. No, I'm not letting you pivot. I'm not letting you pivot, dude. I'm not letting you pivot, my dude. I'm not letting you pivot, my dude. I'm sorry, you're not. I'm not letting you pivot, my dude. So I can draw a direct example. I can draw. Nope. We're staying on the same topic. We're going on the same topic. I can draw a direct example. We can talk about the thing with what's her name, the that one streamer who did the sub to me thing.
Invader V.
Invader V, yeah. So with Invader V, people got really mad about what she said, even though that was definitely a nothing burger. And I've seen your arguments about that. Like we can go over that if you want.
Talked about it outside of Cavos, but I don't
Wait,
know.
Boblax and Augie talked about it.
Oh, then I didn't see it. Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they talked about it extensively, and then they argued with Destiny about it.
Talks about anything that's big.
Yeah, sure, that's fine. But you guys went over it pretty hard. I'm not talking to you, Willy. I'm talking to Augie and Boblax. So
I'm saying, though.
That's not the point. The point that I'm making is that people got really fucking angry about that, and yet at the same time, there are shit tons of male streamers who do the same thing and will say the exact same shit. Hell, there are streamers. One of my favorite streamers. He's fairly large. He gets a few thousand viewers. His name's T Hump. He'll ban people in his chat if they say something that pisses him off and they don't sub quickly enough. If they say something that pisses him off, he'll be like, have subscribe, like, you know, on Twitch, like give money or donate in the next 5 minutes, or you're banned. Shit like that. I mean, dude, and you never see videos about people doing that kind of shit because people take it as a joke. Well, no, I'm giving you the context right now. The point that I'm making right now is that there seems to be a psychological tendency for a lot of dudes online to perceive something that a woman might say as a joke as being like a bitchy, condescending statement, while when a dude says it, it's not as bad. This has been like massively studied in psychology. This isn't debatable.
Of shit is so fucking bad.
I mean, this is I'm referring to it. I literally just cited you a direct example of when people. I literally cited you a direct example of when people in the drama community did this. There is a well-known psychological tendency for dudes to perceive sort of like a condescending joke that comes from a woman as bitchy, but if a dude does it, they recognize it obviously as a
people didn't tell if she was joking, right? That's why she got in trouble.
Again, well, yeah, the point that people can't tell. So yeah, the point that people can't tell is what I'm arguing. That's my point.
At what point does that fall on her if she doesn't get the joke across?
I mean, I'm not arguing who should be to blame for it. I'm arguing that there is a psychological tendency for a lot of dudes to not be able to perceive whenever a woman's making a condescending joke or when she's being serious and a bitch.
All right, I'm assuming your favorite streamer, whatever this guy's name is, right?
TM.
Yeah, sure. I'm assuming when he makes this thing, is it a joke or is he serious?
No, he does actually ban people from chat when he does it, but it's funny. That's the point.
Yeah, so it's meant to be funny or something. Is it like, yeah? I
don't know, but when he does it, people think he's funny,
really
even though he's
speaking here. But I'll say like Wings of Redemption. That's like a direct line from him as well, and a fuckload, dude. So many people go after Wings.
Yeah, but Wings of Redemption, and Darkside Phil aren't really good comparisons to make. Since
I love how it's dismissed.
Well, no, because Wings of Redemption and Wings of Redemption and Darkside Phil in particular have built an entire community online around shitting on them. Like these aren't really comparable because their whole audience, like their whole identity online is being shit on.
I don't care, dude.
Do you disagree with the idea that these two people have built entire communities off of just being like being hated on the internet?
I don't really know a whole lot about him, but it just seems like you write everything off when.
Wait, are you like a commentary drama dude?
Yeah, but Wings of Redemption, I don't even know how big that guy is. What, is he going to have like 100,000 subs?
I'm pretty sure he does, and they're like all hate followers. That's the whole point. The example that you gave right now is somebody whose entire following is based off of how much people hate him on the internet. There are entire message boards online about shitting on this dude. That's his entire thing. You've used this term against me on Twitter, which is pretty funny because it's 2020. Lolcow. The term lolcow, I'm pretty sure, basically originates from shitting on, like, there are 3 particular people that built this level of ire and built an entire community off of shitting on them. Wings of Redemption, Darkside Phil, and Christine Weston Chandler. These 3 figures are where that term comes from, and you use that term against me on Twitter. The example that you gave are people whose entire online presence is about shitting on them.
Who the fuck is asking about this?
Because you brought up the example of Darkside Phil.
Bring that up. That was literally Augie. I didn't bring it up at all.
That wasn't you? You didn't.
I did bring up that.
Oh, you brought him up. Okay, I mixed up your voices. I apologize.
All right.
All right, listen, let me break this down. All right, so Xanderhall thinks that we're going after Pokemon because there's, or not us specifically. Well,
or
yeah,
going. I think a lot of people are going after
yeah.
Pokemon more than is necessary because they have some sort of bias.
Yeah,
sure. That's
you guys
what
want to run,
but you walked it back to that, which
all right, but you guys have run this in circles for a bit.
Yeah,
I don't think you are gonna agree.
I haven't run back anything, by the way, Willie. Nice try, though, bud.
You literally did. You said it was nothing, and then you literally were like, "Oh, it was about copyright."
Yeah,
they're probably
let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, it was that. So it's cool. I'll move on. Can we click on the next one? This is like some of the amazing arguments Xanderhall makes on his
It's
channel.
called One Great Argument EXE.
Yep, One Great Argument EXE.
All right.
We need to reach out to like the commentary community, the drama community,
oh, this clip,
so on, and sort of try to show them the right arguments and show them why our political views are the better ones.
Like, at the end of the day, your personal beliefs on things really oftentimes aren't that big of a deal, to be honest. Like, they...
Okay. Whew. All right, this is a interesting take here. So, all right, hold on. I gotta internalize this argument really quickly. So no, your political beliefs do matter.
True.
Let's say, for example, you're watching a YouTuber, let's say a gaming YouTuber. You really enjoy this gaming YouTuber, you watch him a lot, and you find out that he likes slavery. He wants slavery back. He wants black people to be enslaved. He wants gay people sent off to, like, concentration camps and whatnot.
Jesus.
This is what
are you on D-Live? Like, where you find these people?
And he doesn't usually talk about politics, but then he just decides to bring it up once, and that's his beliefs. Show them the right arguments, and show them why our political views are the better ones.
The problem is, even the statement, I don't want to get political, or I want to avoid politics, is like a political statement, because whether you mean it or not, it's sort of like a tacit endorsement of how things currently are, right? Like, you're just kind of okay with the status quo, you don't really want to, like,
but there's a lot of dramas that are completely unrelated to politics. Like, for example, James Charles versus H3 on their merch.
Mm-hmm.
Is that political at all? I mean, not
I mean,
really.
isn't James Charles gay? Like, if there are people on H3's side that are attacking James Charles because he's gay, then that would be fairly political.
No, that's not happening.
Show them the right arguments and show them why.
Are you just like playing the same clip over and over again?
Start of the next alt-right rap.
Yeah.
I think what it's is the drama community on YouTube is going to be where it starts, where the wave starts to rise again with the reactionary politics. I feel like reactionary politics throughout history, you know, ranging anything from just like your general sort of fashy, like, you know, or tradcon conservative shit to full on like fascism, seems to occur and get popular in waves.
I can literally defend every point I've made here. Do you want to go over it?
Willie?
Well, yeah, I wanted to see this part because this part's funny.
All right.
Some, like, occasionally it gets really unpopular and everyone's fighting against it. And then it gets really popular again, and anybody who speaks out against it gets crushed by the media. Do you guys remember back after 9/11 when anybody, any public figure who spoke out against the war with Iraq would get completely shit on? Do you remember what happened when the Dixie Chicks spoke out against the Iraq war? Who remembers?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Reach out to like the...
Wait, that was a thing that happened. I gave a direct example of when popular celebrities spoke out against a war that was being pushed very heavily by our imperialist state because of 9/11, and they didn't support a war with the wrong country. And they got shit on. They got what's the word for it? They got boycotted and shit on. Why would you want to show that last clip? I was literally right about an exact real world example of when this happened.
Yeah, and how does that relate to commentary?
What?
Yeah,
I was talking about how fascism gets popular and then gets unpopular and gets popular again.
Yeah, but you were saying it starts with commentary. That's
Wait, are you incapable of understanding a line of dialogue?
Dude, you're the one who said it. We just watched it.
I was talking about the popularity of fascism. Holy shit,
know,
dude.
dude.
You really
felt like
wait,
I
you
followed
really
that
thought
pretty
you did
well.
something there. Okay, listen. All right, let's go through here. We want to go back to the
Yeah,
first clip and
yeah.
we'll work our way through the video that you just posted. All right, so we'll start with Optimus's argument that your people's political opinions don't actually matter. I heavily disagree with that. I don't believe that maybe you disagree with this, but I personally don't think I could be friends with somebody who has inherently opposing political views than me, like being against
pro-slavery. I agree.
or being against just general egalitarian
I wouldn't
and whatnot.
be friends with anybody that's fucking pro-slavery. The problem is that's a completely dishonest argument to make.
No,
Like,
it's
you're making
not.
a completely dishonest argument there.
Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious if somebody doesn't like the same ice cream flavor as me, or maybe they prefer Biden
Who has
to
the
like
political belief of being pro-slavery?
I don't know, dude. I imagine there are no large popular online or offline figures right now that believe slavery should come back. I'm sure that doesn't happen at all. Oh yeah. Oof. Do you want me to list examples? In commentary?
Who we're talking about?
I wasn't talking about commentary in that clip.
Not sure. Who's the pro-slavery people?
Who's the pro-slavery people?
Yeah,
I mean,
that we
there's
should all be talking about.
sure, Richard Spencer. Apparently, fucking, I would imagine JonTron. The dude wants a white ethno state. There's
JonTron is
Nick
pro-slavery?
Fuentes. No, yeah, probably. I mean, the dude wants a white ethno state. Maybe like the difference between wanting to ship people off from the country they were born in, and
pin a
it
belief
sounds
like
so
that on somebody
fucking
without
crazy.
JonTron's a
knowing
white
definitively.
nationalist.
That's like an
Dude, it's
extreme.
JonTron argued in favor of a white ethno state with Destiny. Okay, the dude's a white
JonTron
nationalist.
was in a debate where he was clearly talking about shit he knew nothing about.
That doesn't matter. I don't care. Nazis don't know what they're talking about.
Dude, that's where you're gonna fuck up and say something you don't mean. So he was in way over his.
How do you say something? Wait, how do you fuck up and accidentally become a white nationalist when you're talking to somebody?
Dude, because he probably did. I don't think he fucking meant that, right? He instantly went on afterwards and was like, "Yeah, I was just going down like a fucking. I was just way out of my league. I got nervous." Like that was his excuse.
Wait, how do you get nervous? How do you get nervous and accidentally become a white nationalist?
Hold on, dude. One, I can't defend JonTron because I don't know that situation super well, dude. But you're
Do you think Western countries are for white people?
When Optimus is saying there, is that generally I don't think people's politics matter, and you going to slavery on him is a completely dishonest argument.
Well,
and
whether or not slavery should
wait towards JonTron, the dude's not even
whether or not slavery is a thing.
JonTron on slavery.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about JonTron. I don't know what you read up. No, I think people's political opinions matter. Like that's the whole point. I used an extreme example to try to.
The example you use that's a
because it's an extreme
argument.
How is it a dishonest argument? It's hyperbole.
Dude, because
using hyperbole to illustrate an argument.
Shit to do.
Sure, I can make because whether or not slavery should exist is a political opinion.
That's a political opinion?
Yeah. That is a political opinion.
That's just fucking dude, you got a huge you always turn shit that's common sense into and you just call it a political opinion.
I agree that slavery slavery not existing is common sense.
Slavery.
I mean fucking large figures like Richard Spencer are.
Dude, but these guys are largely irrelevant to the mainstream.
They weren't a couple years ago. Not to mention Nick Fuentes is still relevant and he's in favor of slavery.
The dude doesn't believe. I don't know anything about these.
Yeah, maybe you should educate yourself before going after a political figure then.
Dude, you are completely wrapped around these people that have way more. You think they have way more power than they do. Like when I watched
Richard Spencer literally
when I watched your Leafy video, you literally said, imagine the good Leafy could do if he went after Nazis instead of cringy kids.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, isn't that just kind of a stupid fucking thing to say?
Dude, Nazis are fucking hilarious. They make jokes out of themselves. Can you imagine the good content you could make for making fun of Nazis? Especially right now with their breakdowns. Especially with their breakdowns over...
Wait, do you think... fun of that Nazi girl with massive tits.
Yeah, that back in the day, yeah. Like back in 2016, I remember that video. I was a big Leafy fan back in 2016. Now he's nowhere, but was he on... What's he on now? Like Storyfire or whatever?
I don't fucking know. He's not on anything now. He's just on Twitter.
He got banned off Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, but back before he got banned off Twitch and YouTube, he was going after like random fucking people that weren't causing any like actual material harm to the world. Like dude, you could act like I don't know about you. I don't know about you, dude.
You should be making content that's anything else is fucking stupid.
I mean, I can have my opinion about the kind of content that I'd like to make him see.
Yeah, you can have your opinion. It's just terrible, dude. It's just not good.
I mean, that's what an opinion is. Everyone has one, you know? So what you're talking about before. Yeah, so Richard Spencer, an example of him. He believes slavery should be back, and he literally went on massive, like, news. Like, he was on, like, CNN at one point. Massive
dude, then go after
mainstream.
fucking CNN for having Richard Spencer on.
That has nothing to do with what we're
the fuck are
talking
we
about right
supposed-
now. Why are you
Dude,
pivoting?
Because you're sitting there and you're saying Optimus.
Why are you pivoting, my dude?
I'm not pivoting. The subject is Optimus, right? What was the subject we were just talking about? My subject is that
whether or not
you make a
people's political
dishonest
opinions
argument,
matter.
You give a dishonest argument to Optimus.
Did I use a sneaky debate tactic?
What?
Were you saying that I was using a dishonest, sneaky debate tactic on
No,
Optimus?
I'm saying you're really dishonest in your videos to the people you argue about.
Okay, how is it dishonest when he says people's political opinions don't matter? Then I say a political opinion. No, I want to hear you defend this. How is it dishonest for me to hear Optimus say, for the most part, people's political opinions don't matter, and for me to say, okay,
because slavery isn't a political opinion. That's a
believing whether or not slavery should exist isn't a political
radical.
Yes, it is. It's still someone's political opinion.
People consider a political
and
opinion.
yet, a significant amount of people, particularly in the South, still believe that kind of shit.
Have
you ever been to 4chan? Have you ever been to 4chan? There's a lot of people there that believe slavery should exist.
What am I supposed to do about 4chan, though?
I'm not asking you to do anything about it other than not get mad whenever I say if somebody believes that slavery should exist, like get mad about me saying it's reasonable to not want to be friends with that person or to at least care if they believe that's that opinion.
Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like you're just trying to be Destiny like so fucking hard right now.
I think everybody wants to be Destiny.
No,
all right.
They don't, dude. That dude's a fucking idiot too.
I don't know.
Dumbass arguments.
Man gets a lot of man's rich, gets a lot of pussy. I don't know. Listen, I'm right now not even a big fan of Destiny at the moment, and
yeah,
I don't
because of your political. Yeah, you got fucked up by him. I won't be a fan of him either. All right, so the second clip.
Wait, you think that I got fucked up by one of the most experienced debaters on the internet? Oh shit, hot take, dude. Am I debating Destiny right now?
You went in arguing a terribly dumb take.
No, yeah, I would argue that I argued from the wrong perspective. I shouldn't be arguing that two people should be friends again. I should have argued instead that Destiny just said what he said and that he's facing the consequences for it and he shouldn't be a baby about it. But I was a fan of Destiny. I like Destiny a lot, and I didn't want to be mean to him.
Do you know what I do find pretty interesting about you? Then you are like 100%. You're on that everything's a political opinion.
Not everything. I don't think like whether or not
dude, you literally said slavery is a political opinion.
Oh, absolutely. Whether or not slavery should be a thing is a political opinion. If you disagree with that, then you are illustrating to everybody watching right now how stupid you are.
Not even on the table of anything, and I don't think most.
So what you're referring to right now, though, I imagine you don't know what this word means, is the Overton window. The Overton window basically means the range of political opinions that are relevant at a particular time in a particular place. And the Overton window and the Overton window. And so the Overton window moves depending on the space that you're arguing in.
Why do you bring up irrelevant points?
It's not irrelevant.
You just said the Overton window, right?
Yes.
What's relevant?
The Overton window is basically infinite on the internet right now. Because you've got people who believe that slavery should be a thing and black people should be murdered. And you've got people who think landlords should be executed. That's how big the Overton window on the internet is, my dude.
All right, yeah, and all of those opinions, I'm sure, told the serious all the time, and not just extremist on like the way fucking far end.
So you think? Wait, do you think that people's having extremist political opinions means it's not a political opinion?
Because there's usually such a small amount of people that it doesn't fucking matter. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not if they're very, very loud about their beliefs and they have large public figures that are able to push their ideas, like Richard Spencer and Nick Fuentes.
Really, what has Richard Spencer gotten done?
Richard Spencer's been on like big fucking actual news shows and whatnot. He's got a massive fan base, especially like if we want to go to Nick Fuentes. The dude has a cult following him.
How big's his fan base?
So big that they were able to mob together and harass Ben Shapiro.
What's his followers?
Yeah, we can go on. Hey, Augie, I don't really go on DLive. Do you know how big Nick Fuentes' following is right now? He gets thousands of viewers when he streams.
On his presidential election stream, he had like 50K on DLive.
So. Yeah,
I mean, dude. To be fair, all the people on the internet, 50K is nothing, right?
50K is nothing when we're talking about an online political figure watching a stream live.
There's literally billions of people on the internet.
Do you realize? Do you realize how many how big 50K viewers is on a live stream? Do you realize how big that is in terms of like online political figures?
Yeah, it's like Dr. Disrespect, but again, it's like one dude, right?
With a massive community of people that support him.
It's like half of Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect, when he first started, was getting around like 100K viewers. I think he's getting close to what Nick Fuentes got during that stream. What are you talking? 50,000 viewers on a live stream? That, by the way,
I'm saying that if you get all right, so if you have 1 million people, right, and 1% of the people are really shitty, that's actually a good amount of people. That's what I think Richard Spencer and like all that cult is, right?
Sure.
Let
here,
me break this down.
actually,
What
I can.
like,
wait, I have a
what
perfect
does that do
example. Hold on.
IRL,
I have a
asking.
perfect example of how it affects the real world as well, like just outside of like political discussion. So, for example, Richard Spencer was a large leader of the Unite the Right rally back in 2017, which ended up murdering an innocent woman. On top of that, the Christchurch shooter talked about how he was radicalized by online right-wing figures as well, and he murdered 50 people in a mass shooting in New Zealand last year. There's been
Nick Fuentes murdered 50 people.
No.
No, I know. Dude, I fucking heard you. I'm fucking with you, bro. Yeah, dude. All right. So
wait, do you think that people getting murdered in like in terrorist attacks and wrote about how they were inspired by these online political figures? Do you think that's not a way that they're affecting the real world?
No, I think like those people are crazy and they're probably gonna do crazy shit no matter what.
Oh, so you don't think that the Christchurch shooter writing a manifesto where he literally cited the people that inspired him to do what he did, that doesn't put any blame whatsoever on the people that he says inspired him?
I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, it's hard for me to fucking answer that, right? I'm not a fucking psychologist or some shit. I don't know, right?
Here,
How am I supposed to answer that? I don't fucking know.
Here, I'm sending a video clip right now to.
I mean, dude, it's amazing how fucking off topic we get when you talk.
We're not off topic at all right now. You're trying to pivot.
We are completely off topic, dude. You did not give Optimus an honest argument was the point. I mean, dude, if you look right now, you're not really giving me an honest argument. You've literally jumped to like the most extreme shooting to happen in the past like decade.
When you asked me how are these people affecting, how are these like crazy radical people affecting anybody?
Yeah,
and I gave you an
obviously
example.
there's gonna be fucking terrorists and crazy shit going on.
You realize that right-wing terror in this country massively outweighs that of left-wing terror, right? Like there's actually a big problem with far-right terrorism.
I'm not really a right or left person. I don't really know a whole lot about that shit.
I'm pretty sure you are probably pretty right-leaning. You're pretty right-leaning if you get mad.
Opinion on everybody.
I feel very from this argument. I feel very comfortable saying that you're pretty right-leaning. Absolutely.
Yep. Why? What gave you that?
Well, for one, you got seriously ass mad about like a 1-minute clip of me saying that I want to talk to people about politics that are like apolitical because I'm interested in it. And on top of that, you're arguing right now.
Mad about that?
On Twitter, dude, you were having a fucking meltdown, my dude.
What was the tweet I sent? I literally was laughing at you.
You were calling me a retard and a lolcow, and you were like responding to all my tweets.
After that thing you did to Optimus, I think you are retarded. I think when you
what I do to Optimus, dude.
I think when Boblax
Optimus is a big boy, he can handle me.
I think when Boblax goes, hey guys, like I don't think the Teddy Fresh sweater that James Charles sold is political, and you turn around and you say, well, James Charles is gay. I think that's not an argument.
Oh, so yeah, you clipped that very dishonestly because I remember that conversation vividly. There was a shit ton, and I brought this up later on that conversation. No, you absolutely did because about 2 seconds later, I talked about how James Charles was getting a lot of homophobic hate from a lot of the drama that was happening around the time.
That's all in that clip. That's in that clip.
No, it wasn't. We watched the clip. You just played it.
It was. What? All right. Well, it is in there. I don't know. What homophobic shit was he getting from any creator, dude?
This is a perfect example. Tati Westbrook, when she made her big accusation against James Charles.
With the James Charles sweater with Ethan.
You asked me from any creator. Your question was, what creator sent homophobic hate his way against James Charles? And I just gave you an example with the Tati Westbrook shit.
In relation to the
H3 sweater.
Color block
stuff.
Happen?
I don't know. I saw some people in his replies calling him the F slur.
You can't fucking name, dude. Because he can't.
You don't think James Charles is getting homophobic hate from a YouTuber who started his online career
doing
anti-SJW content?
Willie's saying that James Charles isn't getting any increased homophobic hate based off H3 criticizing him for copying his shirt design.
Increased? Probably not. I'd say the most homophobic hate he got was from the Tati drama.
Why are you fucking arguing it then?
Because I literally, as I said 10 seconds ago, after the clip for where you cut it out, I talked about the political implications of drama against somebody who's like a makeup YouTuber like James Charles with the Tati Westbrook shit.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't talking specifically about the H3 shit.
All right, so the Tati Westbrook
I'd feel comfortable.
What about that was in...
Do you remember that drama? Do you know anything about it? Yeah, so towards the end of Tati Westbrook's video, she says that he tried to turn a straight guy gay, and he got a ton of homophobic harassment for it, saying James Charles is a predator that tries to push his gay shit onto straight dudes. And what actually happened was the guy that was implicated in this ended up coming out and saying, actually, no, he didn't try to turn me gay. I was bi-curious, and all he did was offer to help me explore my sexuality and stuff like that.
Well, he
and
didn't
people
say that, but sure, he said he was a bad kisser.
No, there was a video that came out of the guy. No, yes, there was. I can literally find you the clip of the guy talking about what happened that night. Yeah.
Here, find that clip where he said he helped me explore my sexuality. He said I made out with him for about an hour. That was pretty much it. Oh, and then he said, like, I think I wanted to do things, but I didn't want to, and then he backed out, right?
Yeah, do you think that sounds like trying to force a
No,
straight
I don't
guy
think
to
he
be
forced
gay?
anything. I agree with you. It was bullshit.
Yeah, the guy came out and said that and debunked that claim, and because of Tati Westbrook, he got tons of homophobic hate.
I was actually a somewhat big role in that, mildly big role in that whole story.
Okay, so do you think that homophobic attacks towards James Charles from Tati's community after that is political?
I don't know any homophobic fucking homophobic. I think I keemstarred homophobic.
Why do we hate hobos?
Yeah, I don't think I know any. I don't know, what examples do you have of like Tati's community or creators around her doing that?
You don't think that her saying that she tried to turn a straight guy gay, which is a massively homophobic claim to make about a gay person? I think that's her being a fucking
idiot, right? Because that's like not possible.
Well, it's about her being a liar.
Yeah, she's a liar. Yeah, I agree.
And stoking homophobic hatred towards a 19-year-old on the internet, or 20-year-old, however the fuck old James Charles is.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I mean, dude, I think a lot of the things you interpret as as political, I just interpret as the person being like totally an asshole and dishonest. I don't really.
Well, having a shitty political opinion can be an asshole.
And I do not think Tati Westbrook is homophobic. I don't think that's. I'm not going to make that claim.
You don't have to be homophobic to do something homophobic.
To battle the homophobia, we used one against the other. I think that's what
happened. The gays against each other.
But here's the thing. I was saying in that clip that the H3 color block hoodie thing isn't inherently political, which I still agree that whole drama isn't inherently political. But then, Xander, to prove that it's political, you bring up a separate drama that James Charles was in.
I mean, if you want to talk about something that's like political involving that, we can talk about like the implications of copyright.
Change it again, dude.
Well, no, I'm not changing anything.
I'd like to have this little discussion. How is the color block hoodie drama between H3 and James Charles political? That's
because an argument about who owns a design and a particular like copyright on something is political. Copyright is political. Absolutely. That's a political discussion.
What is political about copyright?
Because it's a law. Copyright law is political. Yeah, when you're talking about a law and its merits,
necessarily like left-leaning or right-leaning or
that's not what politics is. Politics isn't just whether or not something is left or right-leaning.
I know you think everything is politics.
Yeah, but we were talking about the color block hoodie drama in relation to it could sway someone to either the right or the left. So how would copyright law sway someone to either side?
I mean, if you're like a right libertarian, you might be in favor of copyright law because you want to end government to have no power.
Really, that was what you were arguing at the time, and not just making up right now.
No, I didn't argue that people were being. I argued that there's probably some people from H3's community that are like homophobic and hate James Charles. They would probably side with H3 over that, or just in the middle that might go after James Charles because they're homophobic and don't really care about H3.
Yeah, but
if you want to talk about the overt like political topic based around that, it would probably be around copyright and who owns the design of those hoodies.
I mean, the point is though that didn't happen though, right?
You feel comfortable saying nobody went after James Charles with
maybe
homophobia.
They were, but they're totally irrelevant. They're like completely irrelevant.
I don't care whether or not they're irrelevant. What I care about is whether or not it happened.
You're a weird guy, man. You worry about every small thing.
I guess if you think that like attacking somebody with like attacking a gay person with homophobia is a small thing, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, when it's like one person with 2 followers, because dude, you probably get as much shit as I do, right? As any of us do. We all get fucking horrible shit sent to us.
I feel like I probably get more shit, but mostly from the left, because the left is online is insane. But you know,
we don't really ask. But the point is, like, we all get shit, and that's just their form of shit. If you're a girl, you're gonna get shit, and it'll be in the form of sexist shit. If you're a guy, they'll call you fucking who knows what.
A pedophile.
If you're fucking gay, you're gonna be called like I don't know,
a
slurs,
word that you're
right?
not going to say on this channel right now.
Yeah, they're going to be called slurs. Like, that's just part of being online, and
Yeah,
that's why it's irrelevant.
And that's the problem. Don't you think it's like a noble cause to try to
I
like
don't think
convince
it's really
people
a
to be a
problem
bit
at all,
better?
honestly.
Wait,
I think there's no way you can fix that. People are their own people.
Sure, you may not be able to fix it, but do you think it is a noble cause to try to encourage people online to engage in less toxic behavior?
We're
I
drama
really
channels,
care,
though. We
right?
kind of thrive off
We're
negative...
literally we're commentators.
I don't know, man.
I think you
love
can.
the
I
toxic
think you
shit.
can be sure.
I mean, as a political channel, don't you thrive off the negativity of like the right or the left
Yeah,
or
I mean,
what
dude,
have
you
you?
literally
By trying to
you're
convince
literally-
their by trying to convince their art.
Diminish negativity,
My
you're also
goal.
capitalizing off it. By,
Yeah,
like,
because the
talking about-
negativity exists, but my goal is to encourage the audiences of these people to not be like homophobic or like toxic
dude,
pieces of shit.
Fucking Xander, I'd say
it's pretty negative to say that JonTron probably is pro-slavery. I feel like that it doesn't really contribute to.
Yeah, and it's not really
I mean, the
bad.
dude's a
Fucking
white
anything.
nationalist. I mean, like, I don't
It's
want.
just like
Do you
if
think
you're
I
trying to
want?
fix
Do you think?
negativity, I feel like-
Do you
literally
think I
say
want?
Keemstar is like an alt-righter.
Yeah,
and
the
that
dude's friends
he-
with
and you
friends with
use the
actual
Christchurch
neo-Nazis.
shooting against him.
I've used the Christchurch shooting against Keemstar. I have.
He didn't cover the manifesto.
Oh no, he didn't cover. That's not what he did. He tried to. He didn't want to talk about how the Christchurch shooter was radicalized.
Because of it.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of other evidence that he's an alt-righter. This is just another piece of it. So basically,
for
the context,
he's a drama channel.
No,
for
context of what actually happened, he went on a podcast with Destiny and like Trainwrecks and Hassan and like a bunch of other people. And this was right after the Christchurch shooting had happened and the manifesto had been released. And people had read the manifesto, and the Christchurch shooter, who had murdered 50 Muslims, by the way, after wrote this manifesto about how he wanted to kill.
Part, we know.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. So he wrote this big manifesto about how online like far right people radicalized him, and people on the podcast were talking, particular Destiny, were talking about like how far right like online figures can radicalize people to committing real world violence. Keemstar got mad and triggered, and then fucking left because he didn't want to talk about the implications of far right figures causing real world harm. And I imagine this is because Keemstar is friends with some pretty far right online figures.
Dude, he didn't want to talk about it though because he didn't want to give attention.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
It's not because he's like all the far right.
I don't believe that because right leaning people will say don't say the name of whatever like white kid shoots up a school, but every time some brown like Muslim guy blows something up, you see his name fucking everywhere.
So
if the name
the manifesto of Keemstar blowing up a brown Muslim,
you're saying he's lying because he's
right
wing, but then
to say
that he's right wing.
Let me go, Bo Blacks.
Yeah, okay.
When you said because of gave some Muslim example, right? Mm-hmm. And how we're hypocrites for it. When did Keemstar do that though?
I'm not talking specifically about Keemstar at the moment.
No, but
I'm
we are
about
talking specifically about Keemstar.
So
used him as the example.
The point that I'm making is that whenever there is a bit of like violence committed by like say for example some white kid that shoots up a school, all you hear is don't say the name, don't spread the name around. That's what they would want.
Yeah,
but whenever
it's some,
whenever the name of the dude who commits some other terrorist attack is like Muhammad ibn Ahad or something, you see that name fucking everywhere. That's what always ends up happening.
I can't name a bunch of fucking
terrorists
when
it's a fucking white because you never fucking remember it. When it's a white kid that shoots up a school or something, you hear thoughts and prayers, don't say the name. When it's a fucking brown Muslim dude who does it, you see their name and face all over the news, and then you hear about how we need to fucking close down the borders and implement more.
It is the biggest thing on the fucking news. Are you kidding me?
They always say don't share the name. They always say don't share the name or the face. Whenever it's a white kid.
Because there's a big theory between a lot of I don't know if there's like research done on any of this. The theory is that if these kids do it for attention, because there wasn't a bunch of school shootings.
Do you think
there was
that is exactly why that's why terrorists do it?
Around Columbine, that more kids decided to go do it. Right. That's like the big theory there.
Yeah, do you think that giving attention to and like publicizing the names of people who engage in terrorism from like Islamic terrorism, do you think that doesn't encourage them as well?
No, but they're going to do it either way, right? The point when you're running as president and you're going to fight terror, you got to give a name to the American people to like publicize it, right?
Do you think that that mass shootings aren't terror as well?
No, I mean, I think they're terror, but you're not going to hear like fucking a president go up there and like talk about you know, naming all these school shooters and saying we're going to fight these guys.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that
kind of a crazy thing to do, don't you think?
Terrorism seems to across the board be committed for broadly the same reasons, just with different ideological motivations. So I don't know why you're arguing right now.
Too. Like terrorism's a lot more organized than these random guys being in the room doing this shit.
Terrorism. Are you aware of what stochastic terrorism is?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it.
So stochastic terrorism is essentially the idea.
Like you fight ISIS, right? You're like, I've never heard the president go up and be like, we're fighting stochastic terrorism or whatever you said.
So stochastic, you know? So there's you have centralized terrorism and you have stochastic terrorism.
I don't even remember what we were talking. We were talking about Keemstar and look how you dragged us down.
So
this
Keemstar, yeah, we'll go back to Keemstar if you want to. Yeah, sure, we can go back to Keemstar if you want.
Fucking crazy, dude. Like you realize you do this, and this is why I don't like about you.
You're the one that moved the conversation to talking about. Okay, never mind. Whatever, dude. Okay, so we can go back to... Sure. We can go back to Keemstar.
And white nationalist because he didn't want to give this guy attention.
No, I think Keemstar is a white nationalist because of that, on top of the fact that he's friends with a bunch of white nationalists, and he tends to have pretty reactionary opinions. Why do you think he should have covered it? I don't think he needed to cover it. I think he needed not have a little baby bitch mental breakdown and leave the fucking call whenever they started discussing. No, what makes him a white nationalist, the biggest evidence for that is how many white nationalists and neo-Nazis he befriends.
Yeah, I mean, dude, here's the thing, because you're a big fan of, like, guilty by association, right?
What do you think guilt by association is?
Well, you said, like, you know, well, Keem, for example, you said, hey, he goes on this podcast, he's talked to this person. That's the examples you've given.
Do you think it's guilt by association if this person frequently goes on that podcast and is good friends with people who are alt-righters and neo-Nazis?
I mean, I don't know his personal friendships with these people, do you?
Yeah, no, he's pretty close with these people.
Okay, well, I don't know. I can't comment.
Also, the dude at the for the last couple days has been pushing the conspiracy that there was voter fraud, even though this election was the most closely watched, most secure election we've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he buys into conspiracy theory. I don't think that makes him an alt-righter.
Most conspiracy.
What is close friends with people? What does that mean?
Like he constantly talks to them. He goes on their podcast.
But dude, just because you go on a podcast, that makes you
pretty frequently. Yeah, and he never challenges their ideas or anything like that. He's pretty good friends with those guys.
I mean, isn't he on there to discuss drama?
Hold on. He's talking about Killstream and Ethan Ralph, and he hasn't been on there in like since the Onision episode. The only time he's ever been on there is to talk about drama. I mean, every time he's been on there multiple times. Spicy, they start talking about stuff. He leaves the call.
He goes on there. He goes on there way more than the way you're characterizing it as. On top of that, the dude's literally
he's not been on. He went on there way back in 2018, early 2019. I know one of his calls was talk shit about me. Yeah, but after that, he's only been on since I think only on the Onision episode.
Which I think
he's been on there multiple times
this year around that time. That's
Xander,
he isn't ever on for a political reason.
Happened. And you keep saying it has.
Do you think befriending Nazis is like fair enough evidence to assume that person might have some pretty fucked up ideas?
You said he goes on there all the time, and they just told
you he goes on there pretty frequently. No, I've seen like he's gone on there a fair few times. Yeah. Do you think befriending neo-Nazis is good evidence maybe that I could go off of that maybe Keemstar is, you know, do you think being really, really scared of talking about how online far-right political figures can radicalize people into committing real-world violence, being friends with neo-Nazi political figures online,
he's
and then
not
also
he's paying respect.
He's not paying respect. He was not paying respect.
That's crazy for you.
He's not paying respect. If you want to pay respect to the people who got hurt, you would talk about the problem that caused them to get hurt and how we can fix it.
Dude,
or at the very least, not run away and get angry when other people try to talk about the problem and how we can try to fix it.
When did he do that? He did not want to be part of that
conversation. Trainwreck's podcast in the first 5 minutes.
I saw this. They invited him on the podcast. He said, "Look, if I'm here, I don't want to talk about it." And then they decided to keep talking about it. So we left.
Because he didn't want to be there. He didn't because he's friends with far right figures that play a part in the same radicalization that motivated the guy who did the Christchurch shooting, my dude.
Killstream are telling you that doesn't happen.
What doesn't happen?
That he hasn't been on the podcast in a long time, man.
He's friends with those people.
Not friends with
he's been in there. He is absolutely friends with those people.
I think I can debunk this in a more direct way. I would ask Xander Hall
who they're friends with, what they believe. It's crazy.
He said he's friends with them.
So, Xander Hall, you're saying Keemstar's far right, correct?
I think there's a significant amount of evidence that he's probably pretty far right.
Okay. would you say that someone of Keemstar's political leaning would ever vote a Democrat?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah. Didn't Richard Spencer say he was going to vote for Biden?
Literally tweeted here, I'm literally working right now to get a Democrat into the House of Representatives of New York State. Dude. And he also said he voted Obama. So.
I just don't feel like you understand.
I mean, I'm not saying he's left.
So do you think you can have?
I don't think he's far right.
So the thing. So hold on, really quick. I need to. This is important.
Real quick. Let me respond to Boblax real quick.
Dude, you're fucking
going ahead. Let me respond to Boblax real quick. Oh, Boblax just made a point.
Wait, people are letting me know right now, actually, that Keem went on the kill stream a month ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take their word on that.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
I'll take their word on that too, but I doubt he went on to talk about a political topic.
I don't care if he's on. Listen, if I were
Keemstar or something,
if I were Keemstar, I would be smart and not talk about. Yeah, people are linking it right now in my chat. If you go to xanderhall.com/live, yeah, people are linking it right now. Killstream.live/guest/Keemstar/ is the link. Yeah, so the problem is when it comes to politics, there is you have progressive, you have social issues and you have economic issues. There are people who have very progressive economic beliefs, but also very right-wing, very regressive, conservative social beliefs. We call these people Nazguls. So they'll believe in like progressive social, like economic policy, but only for like people they want to exist, like white people or straight people or whatever. This is very common. So it's very possible that Keemstar agrees with progressive economic beliefs. I know that under Obama, a lot of YouTubers and streamers didn't have to pay as much in taxes. This is actually true. And under Trump, he's taxed small businesses and people who like me, like you and I, like you have to pay more taxes as a YouTuber or a streamer under Trump than you did under Obama. So that's definitely part of it. But yeah, no, like Keemstar says he supports things like pro-choice and gay marriage and what have you, but at the same time he supports Trump. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he supports Trump because he's more I don't know anything about like these economic policies, right? But I'm assuming like from what I've seen from Keem's Twitter, he talks a lot about how he's going to be taxed more under Biden, and that's why he likes Trump because of the taxes. It's money given, and people have like rank different things politically. So even though he's for all those things, Keemstar, no doubt about it, is Keemstar first and Keemstar money first. So it makes sense to me that he would vote Trump, thinking that I'm going to save more money from it.
So your position is that, and you're right about that because Biden's tax policy is way more progressive than Obama's was. So your position is that Keemstar doesn't give a shit.
People have. I'm saying people. No, it's not that.
No. Hold on. No. You're not slipping out of that. So your point is that Keemstar doesn't really give a shit about the social policy that Trump pushes. Like for example, he banned trans people from the military, revoked their federal protections for healthcare. He and his administration went to the Supreme Court very quietly. They tried to sneak it in and see if there was a way they could stop gay people from being able to adopt children. He doesn't care about, and also put a court justice in power that is pro-life and against abortion rights. So he doesn't give a shit about people having any of those rights. Oh yeah, they're also trying to reverse gay marriage. Thank you, chat. So you don't you don't think he cares about any of that? All he cares about is just having his lower taxes.
Yeah, I think that people have, like, you got to vote for yourself first is, like, kind of the main thing, right? Like, that's why you have a vote. Everyone has a vote.
So at worst, he is, Keemstar is a piece of shit.
About his money,
so
that's what he wants to vote for.
Sorry, I should say at best, Keemstar doesn't give a shit about his,
No, he gives a shit, man. Because, like, dude, honestly, none of that shit happened. You're talking about all this stuff that, like, could have happened or was going on under the table. It's like none of those things have happened, though, right? There's 4 years. All the gay people could lose their fucking rights or whatever. That didn't happen.
Do you think it's that easy to just... No, well, he did take away trans people's rights.
I don't think it's that easy,
I can list the things that... No, I can list the things that Trump did. Do you want to hear about... Well, I mean, if you care about your money more than you care about the rights of people in this country, then like that's the best thing you can say about Keemstar. He's not a Nazi. He just doesn't give a shit about Trump revoking the right for trans people to be in the military or their federal health protections or Trump going to the Supreme Court and trying to take away their ability to adopt children or Trump's administration trying to roll back the decision that made...
going to be gone under Trump. That's so crazy.
I mean, he successfully took away trans people's rights to be in the military and their federal health care protections.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I don't know a whole lot about like trans people in the military or what that does. All right, I have no idea. So
you're taking away their right to protect their country, and also the ones that were already in the military lost their job, even though there's no actual reason to do it because the military has an independent physical and mental evaluation of people's health. So there was no reason to do it. It was literally just transphobia.
Just a fact check here. So I actually know the guy who built the Killstream website, and I just asked him if Keem appeared on the show or if he was just talked about. And they say he was just talked about because he doesn't have like a setting to like list it as he was just talked about. So they just put it as appearance.
Okay.
So I just want to say he was not on the show a month ago.
Okay. Do you know who Rand is, the guy on the Killstream?
Yeah, I'm aware of him.
Dude is something, huh?
Yeah, I've heard some of the things you said, but I do want to just say one thing, and I'm so sorry for like hijacking the conversation because I do want it mostly be between you guys. But basically, like, Xander, basically, like my whole issue, and I think Willy's whole issue with like these extreme, like definitive labels that you seem to give people based off your assumptions, is that like instead of going based off what they say, like Keemstar said he supports this, and this, you go based off whether they were on a live stream or whatever. And when you're trying to use these assumptions of the labels that people have to try and like go after them to like stop this negativity or move people to the left, a lot of the time you're making mistakes about like people's political leaning. Like, I understand how you come to these conclusions, but me personally, I go based off what people say rather than, oh, they've been on a live stream or what have you. And I think like for example, when you went after me, it caught me a bit off guard when you implied that I was right-leaning, and I can understand why you thought that, but you made it seem so definitive.
Dude,
and then based off that,
tweets,
and then based off that, you're like, oh, well, he's, you know, doing something bad for the commentary community, etc. The commentary community is this pipeline to the all the way to the right. And based off your theories, that would be correct, but I'm not right-leaning, so that theory kind of goes out the window.
Yeah.
And you're just not taking people at face value like Keemstar that he's not alt-right. You know?
So the thing is, I think actions...
Overall issue with your definitive political leanings, but I'll shut up for now. That's all I want to say.
I'm a big proponent of the idea that actions speak louder than words. A lot of people can say they believe or think a certain thing, but if their actions contradict that in any way, then I'm going to start to get a little bit, a little bit skeptical about what they actually believe. But if I talk to somebody and I believe that they're being genuine when they tell me what their beliefs are, like for you, Bo Blacks, you told me you're pretty left-leaning, you told me what your opinions are. I think you're generally pretty left-leaning, probably
yeah,
like
but you were willing to talk
liberal.
really confidently about it, even though you had no fucking clue.
I mean, going after Bo Blacks' actions before I talk to him, absolutely. If I see what somebody does, I feel pretty comfortable basing what I think their opinions are based off of their actions.
Your fucking opinion is shit, dude. You're the guy that fell for the
fucking
JQ and had to be saved from the Jewish question video, dude. It's like,
what?
I don't think you have great common sense when it comes to this stuff.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I also don't think, dude.
Wait, what are you talking about? Wait, hold on. Go back. What are you talking about, the JQ?
Dude, I saw on a stream that you said that you needed to be saved from the JQ.
Okay, so what I was talking about was that I used to be far right.
The right wing.
Yes, I did.
Saved, and Minecraft got you there.
No, what I talked about was that I was in a group of, I had a friend group that was pretty far right, and I watched a lot of content creators that ranged anywhere from being like edgy, centrist, anti-SJW types to far right. There were back in from around 2014 to 2017, around late 2017.
Just out of curiosity.
Do you want me to go down the list of people as they go further and further right?
Yeah, of the Minecraft YouTuber, just the big one.
Minecraft YouTubers? When did I say Minecraft YouTubers?
Oh, I thought you did say Minecraft YouTubers. I could be remembering it wrong.
So what I talked about was that I was on a server called 2B2T, and I was in a group with a lot of people who were actual neo-Nazis. Like, there was a guy in I told Augie and Bo Blacks about this last time I was on their show. I was on a server called 2B2T, big server, probably heard of it, oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. And on that server, I was in a group called the Imperium. And a lot of people in that group were like actual Nazis. There was a Jewish guy in the group that they would constantly shit on and say, we're going to send you to the gas chamber. They would call him the K slur. They would just shit on him. And eventually he got kicked from the group because they got tired of having a Jew there. They would post videos of black children in third world countries getting sliced in half by oncoming trains. Shit, like actual neo-Nazi dudes. And I didn't realize it at the time because I was sort of like an edgy sort of leaning kind of centrist dude at the time. But
At
what
what point
actually
did you realize it?
So what happened was I watched a lot of
the JQ part though. I'm fucking don't care.
You asked me a question. I'm going to
Yeah,
answer
I
the
lied
question
about that
because
part.
you're trying to characterize me in an uncharitable
No,
way.
I was interested genuinely because that is a fucking crazy story.
Yeah, absolutely. This has happened to a lot of people. You can look online and look up my story, how I fell into the alt-right. You can find a lot of people telling their stories.
So dude, that's what I'm saying. To fall in that shit, don't you have to have like a serious lack of common sense?
Common sense is a fallacy. No, you can be what's called morally lucky.
Fallacy,
do you know what it is to be morally lucky?
No, I have no fucking clue.
Okay, so to be morally lucky means that you were basically raised to believe a certain set of ideas, but you don't have the arguments to hold up those beliefs. Like, for example, you may be raised believing that, oh yeah, it's not bad, like black people are fine, immigration is good, but you may not have the arguments to believe those things. So when someone comes along and makes what sounds like a really good argument about why black people actually, like for example, people say that despite being 13% of the population, black people commit 50% of the crime. How would you argue against that statistic? No, I'm asking right now. How would you argue against that statistic?
I mean, wait, what was the statistic?
Despite being 13% of the population, black people commit 50% of crime. How would you argue against that statistic if you didn't already know the argument?
I have no idea. I've never fucking heard of this shit.
Okay, so if you're an edgy little fucking 16-year-old or 17-year-old and you were raised to believe that you should treat everybody equally, and you hear somebody in a suit that looks very, very, very professional and sounds like they're making good arguments, that tells you, yeah, well, black people commit a lot more crime than they should be, for their population. How would you argue against that?
What the fuck are you on about? So you're saying
you're asking me right now, all fucking kids are gullible, my dude. This is how it works.
Dude, I was a fucking kid too. I wasn't dumb enough to go like fall down this fucking racist ass shit. Where I go into a Minecraft server and get radicalized by a bunch of people playing Minecraft. That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
I mean, it's happened to a shit ton of people. Do you think everybody who's far right was born far right?
I don't know, dude. I just think you're a fucking idiot is the point. I think you got to be raised better, seriously. If you come out fucking thinking...
How do you think people fall into crazy radical ideologies? Do you think they're born that way? No. They're at a vulnerable time in their life. They're young and they're at a vulnerable time in their life, and people who make what seem like good arguments convince them.
I get it. We all fucking get it. We don't want to hear it anymore. The point is, dude, I think the amount of fucking radical people that are going on right now and that you think have all this power and all this shit, I think is a lot less harmful than you walking around with people that you don't know about saying like, this guy's alt-right, this guy's Nazi. Because although in your head, like these terms mean a slew of fucking different things, right? To the normal person, that sounds fucking horrible.
I mean, the normal person,
gas the Jews.
I don't think appealing to like the popularity of an argument, that's...
Keemstar believes in a fucking conspiracy theory about the election. That means that he's a fucking Nazi. Dude, normal fucking
pushing a far right conspiracy theory about the election, yes.
Yes, do you have anything to say? I mean, you kept talking the whole fucking time. So
no, absolutely, because you sound unbelievably dumb. So for starters, Keemstar was making a far-right conspiracy theory about that. Also, I don't know why you're coming on here to talk to me about how I know nothing about politics or how I'm dumb, when you literally know nothing about the basics of radicalizing people into an ideology. What do you think happened to the guy who shot up the fucking Christchurch, or about every fucking person who's a neo-Nazi? Because you said that I was a gullible, dumb, naive kid, and most people aren't like that. That's how everybody who gets radicalized into a far right position or into conspiracy gets radicalized that position. You go after people who are in a vulnerable time in their life. Like for me, when I was a teenager, my grandma had died, and I was in a bad state of mind because I was a fucking teenager. They go after those people. They appeal to them in ways that appeal to them through like edgy humor and disaffected bullshit, and they radicalize them the far right by making what is perceived as good arguments. That's how it works, my dude.
I feel like you just need fucking help, man.
Nice argument, dude.
I don't think I have a whole lot else to say other than Xander, you just sound like you're fucking crazy, dude.
You sound like you're a fucking idiot.
Dude, you're going on about how Keemstar...
I'm glad we can reach common ground over here.
I don't know what else to say, dude. If you think think like Keemstar saying that leads to like radicalized shit, and you get radicalized playing Minecraft. I think that says
You're
more
doing
about
the
you
thing again, my dude. You're doing that. You got radicalized playing Minecraft again. It's very telling of how little you are able to grasp the concept of radicalization towards fringe political groups. But I understand, dude.
Take like fucking calls or some shit. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get anywhere besides him talking in circles.
We don't take callers.
If you're done like with all your arguments, then I'll go back to playing God of War. But you've demonstrated to me that you have no idea what you're talking about. You have no concept or grasp of political discussion, and you've shown me that you are even dumber than I thought you were on Twitter. So I've come out of this conversation very happy.
You were literally labeling people the worst shit, and I don't think you understand what the labels you're giving actually means to the fucking general.
Hey, dude, if you think I'm harming the world, hey, if you're thinking I'm harming the world, show me an example of me radicalizing somebody to shooting up a fucking mosque, and I'll take your
an example of Keemstar doing that then.
I've shown you examples of far-right political figures radicalizing people to do that. You got nothing on me, my dude.
When did I go after you for going after a far-right political figure?
You literally talked about how it was stupid. You literally went after me for saying it's stupid for me to go after Nazis. You said it was stupid. You said it was stupid for me to go after people who are Nazis that believe slavery exists.
Doesn't know what you're talking about.
Wait, do you have the memory of a goldfish? You literally, not 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes ago, went after me for going after people who are Nazis and believe slavery exists. And I said, well, here are some people who believe that radicalize people into committing terrorism.
Yeah. I think you making a completely dishonest argument to Optimus, I think that is crazy. I think you going ahead and telling Leafy, like, hey, it would be great if Leafy just went after Nazis from now on instead of just having fun on the fucking internet. I think that's fucking stupid. I think it's absolutely absurd.
I've literally said I don't expect anybody that I talk to or convince of my beliefs that they should change the entire. There's a difference between expecting someone to do something and liking if they did. I would like to have $50 million. Do I expect that to happen? No. There's a difference there, my dude.
Literally nobody is arguing that. That's so fucking, like, what are you talking about? Nobody's argued that.
You literally just argued just now that I want Leafy to make Nazi or to make shit going after Nazis.
You aren't forcing him because obviously you can't force anybody to do it, right?
I don't expect to force anybody. Yeah, no.
I think it's just insane.
Liking somebody to do something and
YouTube was just
wanting to make them
going
do
after
it.
Nazis.
Oh yeah, YouTube would be great. No, fuck no. You think shitting on that's as American as it gets. And I think personally, I'm a big time patriot. I think America is the best country in the world, and going after Nazis is the most as American as it gets. So I don't know what to tell you, my dude.
I don't think the way you think is healthy or normal or anything, man. I think you're way too like your political opinions, dude. It's just your life. And I think it's fucking not right, man.
Politics isn't exactly my life. That's why I do gaming streams and I chill out with my chat. But most of my contents, I mean, it's my job to talk about politics. Would you tell any political activist that their life is politics? It's unhealthy.
It is political. I'm like, yeah, if you have that skewed version of reality, then yeah, like it is.
I mean, your view of reality is about as warped as it gets, my dude.
It's political to you because it's a law. Every law is politics. Every opinion is politics to you. And I just don't think that's how normal people think. I think that's totally fucked with you. And you being part of being radicalized by a Minecraft server.
You're saying the Minecraft server thing again. Why do you keep going back to that? It wasn't the Minecraft server. It was me having a group of friends who normalized far-right ideas to me. When your group of friends are like fucking neo-Nazis, of course you're going to fall into that kind of shit. What are you talking about? Do you know what peer pressure is?
Dude, and then you going ahead and like making this fight. Because I want to know, do you have the opinions you do and feel so strongly you do? And this is genuine, right? I'm not even going to meme right now. Like you say that commentary is the new rabbit hole. Could be the new rabbit hole for the alt-right.
In some respects, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
Like, I don't know. Do you feel the way you do about commentary because you felt that like when you fell into the rabbit hole, it was because like, I don't know, fucking the videos you watched?
Not necessarily. If there's what I find to be the most analogous to it. Sure, yeah. I'm explaining right now. What I find to be the most analogous to it is this weird disaffection towards politics, but at the same time, a denial of what is politics. This was something that I saw a lot in a lot of the communities that I hung out in back when I was getting radicalized
like really
to the right.
Because and you go like, yeah,
hey, listen, dude, if you're too stupid to understand the basic words that I'm using right now, I can dumb down my speech for you. Is that what you need? Dude. Sure. So disaffection towards politics is what the right thrives off of. Sort of like feeling like you don't give a fuck about anything, right? If you're going to be left-leaning, you have to actually care about shit. But you can be right-leaning and not give a fuck about shit and get radicalized. That's the main argument that I'm making.
Dude,
and that seems to be...
Right, don't actually... Like, most people, they come home from their 9-to-5 job, they fucking just want some entertainment, and that's it. That's how most people live. And YouTubers are obviously most people.
So I don't think that if you just come home from your 9-to-5 job and just want to grill, that makes you far right. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that person who doesn't really give a shit about politics is probably the perfect person for the alt-right to target. Because if you're somebody who doesn't give a shit about politics and your first exposure to it,
people are perfect for the alt-right to target, then why aren't most people
absolutely.
alt-right?
Because the alt-right hasn't targeted him yet and hasn't radicalized them yet. If you don't give a shit about anything. Who is the alt-right? People who believe...
You make it sound like it's this group that all works together.
No, they don't work together. That's the point. It's you interrupted me. You interrupted me when I tried to explain stochastic terrorism earlier, but it's probably a concept your brain is too small to grasp, so I understand that.
That's a really fucking good one. Dude.
But yeah, it is a very good one. I take pride on my insanely good sense of humor. No, so the argument that I'm making right now is if you don't give a shit about politics and then all you get exposed to is like SJW cringe breakdown compilation number 69, then yeah, you're probably going to be way more susceptible to going to the right when that is your only political engagement.
Yeah. All right, dude. I think that's enough crazy for me, bro. Anything else?
Can you say trans rights?
Yeah, trans rights.
All right, I forgive you now. All righty. Is that everything you want to talk about?
Oh, dude, I don't have anything else, dude. That was enough for me, bro.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you later, I guess, and I'll see you all some other time. Hit me up if you want me to come back on the stream at some point. I like coming on here.
Thanks for coming on, Xander and Willie. Appreciate y'all.
Deuces.
See ya. Jesus fucking Christ. People like that are like, I would argue, a larger roadblock to get to like getting people to agree with lefty ideas than like even the far right is, because they're such brain dead dipshits that they can't even grasp basic political concepts, and yet they have these massive, really strong beliefs about political interlocutors and how they're wrong, and yet he can't even come on and understand basic political concepts. Yeah, that was Willie Mac, for those of you guys that aren't aware in chat right now. Yeah, very confidently stupid. Kind of reminded me of No Bullshit. Yeah, did you guys get No Bullshit vibes from that? I got serious No Bullshit vibes. That was your Destiny versus JonTron. That was so good. I don't know if it was that good, but I don't know. Is Willie Mac even that popular? He barely has like my sub count. He's at like 58K. I'll surpass him by the end of the month. All right, let's go back to God of War, because boy, we have a mission. Holy shit, that was insane. That was so fucking shit. I'm sorry, Xander Hall, but you were operating on a plane of intellectual rigor far beyond what that guy was capable of comprehending. I really don't think you'd reach those people without adjusting. You can't reach people like that. I don't think I think Boblax is way more... Augie and Boblax seem like they're way more receptive to these ideas, and like Augie and Boblax are magnitude smarter than that fucking dude, okay? I have like... This is my respect for Augie and Boblax. This is my respect for that dude. Maybe about the size of a golf ball or a baseball now that he said trans rights. But like, yeah, Augie and Boblax way fucking smarter than that dude. Yeah, Willie Mauld. Not caught up on the Zan lore. Why are you bothering with these dumb fucks? What's the point? I like arguing with people who have an audience. The dude has an audience, so fuck it, I'll argue with him. I feel like intellectual rigor is an acquired taste, yeah. I need to just go on to Augie and Boblax's show one day, just 3v1, and just try to like explain to them my perspective on things, because I feel like for the most part, whenever I go on their show, I'm like arguing with them, or I'm arguing with somebody else, and it's very hard to explain these like really complex topics, and I'm arguing with some like brain dead, low IQ dumb fuck that's constantly interrupting. That was a 3v1. I know that was a 3v1, but I would just like to have a conversation with Boggy and Boblax one day. Just like a chill convo explaining my perspective, just so they can kind of get the idea behind like my ideology, I guess, because it's really hard. It's really hard to explain something like stochastic terrorism and like how far-right figures radicalize people without when you're constantly getting interrupted and whatnot. That's pretty difficult, you know? You killed it, Zan? Hell yeah. Of course I killed it. The dude's fucking dumb. All right. Well, that was fun. Let's play some God of War. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe, drop a like on the video. There's a link to my Discord in the description, over 5,000 members. Really good time. Should definitely join that. If you have any spare change laying around and you want to support me, you can toss a donation or a sub on the website, xanderhall.com/live, or sub to me on Patreon, or become a member on the channel, I guess. Very, very fun. And yeah, I think this is one of my pretty good... I like this debate a lot. That was a fun one. Thanks for watching.